Hello, it is me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change that energy within. That's the only way that we will be able to create what it is that we desire in the material. So I did a week ahead reading yesterday, and you can refer back to that reading for the energy of just this week in general. But I wanted to look at the energy of this cosmic solar eclipse event and how it is impacting you, your finances, your career, your relationships, just in a general sense, because it is such a total eclipse. So it's important, I guess. And it has an effect on us. I'm feeling the energy of it today. I'm feeling pretty drained. Unexpectedly, didn't really think that would happen. But I always do that. I always assume like, oh, I'm not gonna feel anything, and then I do. So whatever. But we're gonna just take a look and see what is the effect of this event on the collective right now, specifically on our lives. Now, the thing that I think is so awesome, I decided to use my Moonology deck because the moon is the active obstruction right now between us and the sun, right? So it's like that inner world of dreams and fantasies, the secrets, the mysteries, the things that are hidden, the deep subconscious elements. The eclipse is also on Chiron, which is definitely triggering any wounds that we might have that we continue to experience over and over and over again. So I think it's really profound that the two cards that came out, we have for the tarot, the Two of Pentacles, which was the overall energy for divine masculine for the mind this week. And then it's time to take action with, and I can't even believe it, it is the new moon in Aries. That was at the top of the deck, which is literally what this is. I can't, okay? So literally, you saw it here. It happened. Okay. But the Two of Pentacles was all about, and I talked about it almost exhaustively yesterday. It's about going back and forth about making some kind of change. This eclipse is finally causing you, your person, the people in your lives, the world at large to take some kind of action rather than just cycling around and around and around and around, avoiding making a choice or continuing to go back and forth because you're uncertain. Or this is bringing about a massive change. And it's funny because the eclipse is actually occurring for me. The place where it's affecting me is in my first house. So it's, which is ruled by Aries. So this is actually quite an aggressive change as well. But there's basically decisions being made and change taking place. So if you have been feeling like you were just hanging and hanging and hanging and hanging for so long and waiting for something to happen and seeing so many rings about this coming, something's coming, something's coming, something's coming. Well, it's here. Like it's here. It's this event that is triggering this change in you. And so it's not going to be a whole bunch of readings of it's coming, it's coming, it's coming after this. It's impossible. It's probably going to be, the readings that coming after this are probably going to be more like, here's how you manage everything that you just received, because you're probably freaking overwhelmed. Okay. Underlying the energy of this eclipse, we have this Hold Your Vision card, which is coming out in reverse, and the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about forward movement. It's about surrender, and it was a big player in yesterday's reading as well. So make sure you go watch that reading because it still applies to this week very much. But with the Hold Your Vision card in reverse, and I take Hold Your Vision as kind of a Queen of Wands energy. But in this case, when I saw the hold, I immediately thought of like a holding pattern, especially because what's coming is this very big change. So this state that you had to be in where you were just constantly holding your vision but there was no movement towards it, that is what's causing this decision or choice that's going to start propelling you forward. You have held on to your vision, That now it's time to see the vision become real. So you make the choice, you do the thing, you make the change. And it's literally based on this energy here, inevitable. Also, look how we've got all of these cards kind of swooping around here. We've got the same sun here. So it's interesting how this is this recurring entry of, you know, when the moon is in front of the sun, or is in between the earth and the sun is still there, right? Like, it's, that's why you can't look at it, because if you do, you're still going to experience that powerful energy of it that could harm you if you looked upon it, right? So even though things have been dark or scary or anxious, even though it has seemed like there wasn't that light that you were seeking, it was always there. It was being obfuscated by your inner world, by your fears and anxieties that came from your childhood wounds. And once we surrender those wounds and allow the higher self to direct us where we need to go, let that light shine through, then we're really going places and we can almost see where we're going. So something that we are releasing from the past with this eclipse. Look at this card. It says, what do you need to release? And this is the Hermit, which also was featured prominently in the reading, I think, on Friday's reading. And the Hermit, this energy of really going within, really to explore that inner world that the moon represents, and find the things there that needed to go. But one of the things I think that you have dug out while you were searching is this idea that you are alone and have to be alone and go it alone and do everything alone, when in fact you have never been alone. Not even for 1 second have you existed in this existence without being in the presence of that great consciousness, without being interconnected to the web of all creation. You are always connected there. It's the time that you spent alone that has taught you this. A very powerful thing. So releasing fear of having to be alone, fear of going, fear of being alone forever, fear of actually being alone when you're not. And I think also releasing this energy of constantly having to be on this solo journey, because you're broken or need fixing. That's something that's coming through for me too. You need to release this right now. There's no broken, there's no damage. There's just healing that has taken place during this time. What are you currently receiving from this eclipse? This is such a powerful card for me. Blue Moon. This is believing in the impossible. And a solar eclipse like this is a once in a blue moon type of event. It's even rarer than a blue moon, actually, because there's a blue moon every year, sometimes two. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which is fast moving, direct communication. It's talking, it's taking action, it's having, come up with a plan in your Hermit energy, going back and forth in your mind about whether or not you should do it, and it's finally just going for it, and doing that from a place of integrity, being honest with yourself and others, and I really think you're receiving things that you thought were impossible. I think you spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do things in the past, but when you surrender to this energy, because this is a big, you got to ride the wave of this eclipse. And when you surrender to it, it's going to bring all of those things right to you. All of the pieces are going to just fall into place like one after another. It's almost going to be too good to be true kind of a feeling, because you're very used to battling for everything. You're very used to trying to be the one that figures out how to do something. So I do think that this will feel quite extraordinary as this happens to you. And then finally, what do we have to look forward to? Ultimately, we have step out of your comfort zone, the North Node. So this is your mission and purpose. This is the direction that you're meant to be moving in. My North Node is in Leo. If you don't see me on a stage or a screen or you know, teaching to audiences or whatever in the next year, you will know that I am not facing in the direction of my north node. Like, I am meant to be here. I am meant to do this. That's why when I go look at my views and I see like the engagement that I have, I just don't understand, because I know what my mission is. I know what I'm put here to do. And the thing is, I I have to step out of my comfort zone with what I'm doing to get to that next level. And I don't have to know how that's going to happen, because I'm going to be led there. I'm going to be directed there, actually. And it's going to happen very fast for me and for you. And the result is the Nine of Pentacles, which is finally getting to enjoy all of the work that you've done finally paying off in like a very big way, and really, 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 really placing you in this prime I just heard prime time, at this like perfect moment for you personally, not based on some kind of a divine clock or anything, but just your personal timeline that you are following based on the inspiration from your higher self. It's going to put you at that place where you need to be, you know, the right place at the right time. And the thing is, the time didn't exist independently of you, because, as we learned last week, there is no divine timing, as it is taught. The way that divine timing is taught takes your power away, but you have power over all things. Um, so, the perfect time for you is the time when your head and heart are finally in alignment within. It has nothing to do with where the stars are positioned. I do feel the stars, the moon, all of that is reflecting the cycles that are within us, and offers opportunities to like take advantage of certain energy, like releasing on a full moon, for instance. The energy of that time, the energy of nature, is release. So doing something where we are emulating nature is more effective. But I don't believe that like you would have to wait three blue moons and come outside on September 2nd, 2027 and stand on your head. Like, I don't believe any of that. I think that we are creating this quantum field as we go, and our beliefs, our ideas, all of those things are shaping it. And when we say like divine time, or we say something is the right time, it really just means that finally we were able to get some control over the grid. We were able to release whatever it was in this process of release, this thing that I always have to do everything alone kind of thing. We were able to release that and finally get out of our own way. All right, I have one last piece of advice for everyone. And before I give you this card, let me thank you for being here. And this is so good. And also ask you to please go to the link below to passes.com/pearlsprayers and follow me there for free. That is where all of my long form content is going now. I'm posting this entire video today as a treat for the eclipse, but when I'm doing the week ahead readings, the tell me everything, the junk food readings, all of those are going to be featured exclusively on the wall over on my Passes account. Members who join at the $15 level will be able to see everything, and they will also be able to interact with me via direct messages if they choose to. But people who are just free members of the page, you'll still be able to see extended readings. You're just going to have to wait a week to be able to see it. So you'll just be a week behind with them. So if you want to be on this, if you want to be on the same timeline that they're being released, they do get released to my page before they are released to YouTube in their entirety. So you can just watch the entire thing over there. Right now, everyone is allowed to see everything on the wall for free, and it's going to stay that way probably for a couple of weeks as people start to move over there. So you don't have to become a member right away to see content. It's all there for free right now. And when you do become a member, you can try it for 7 days free to make sure that you want to do it. But please go there and help me. I have not been able to find any other way to receive a steady income through reading tarot through YouTube. And I want to continue doing it. And one of the only ways I'm going to be able to do that is if you are all supporting the content that you are consuming. And I do appreciate in advance those of you who have taken that step already to become members. If you're already a member at with the current membership program I had $1 membership and $5 memberships. I will be phasing that program out, but you will still have access to all of the extended readings that were done up to the point where I started my passes account. So you'll have all of those 100 and some readings you can still use, and of course you can cancel the membership over there and join on passes. But that's how things are going to go, and I am sending out an email about that. There's no rush, don't worry, it's coming out very soon. Okay, the final piece of advice is this card, which says serendipity on it. And it's kind of what I was saying about like the perfect time and things lining up. So let's just get this final message here. I also think it's significant that I'm going to be releasing this reading right at the time in my town on the East Coast of the solar eclipse. The essential meanings of this card are opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. I literally just freaking said that. You stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so much. The relationship message is that Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. The prosperity message is you are in the right place at the right time. Be grateful, for the stars are aligned in your favor and fortune is smiling on you. Victory and success are yours. The choices you have made in the past have prepared you for the opportunities now before you. This is your lucky moment. The timing is perfect. What did I say? What did I say? Okay. So you heard it here, and I hope that it does come true for you and that you're able to hold that vision and believe in the impossible, because if you can do that, I do believe you will experience wondrous things. So I am so thankful for you, and I will see you again perhaps on Wednesday, although I do have to take my mom to a doctor's appointment, so I'm not sure if I'll be here on Wednesday or not, but for sure I will be here Thursday. And if I'm not here on Wednesday, you will get the junk food or the Tell Me Everything reading for sure on Saturday. So thank you so much. Have a gorgeous solar eclipse. Take care.